Hello, good morning to everyone. First of all, I would like to welcome you, all the participants here in this conference. For what I've been able to see, it has been an amazing weekend according to the information and all the knowledge being shared here at this conference. I also would like to address some words to the organization, especially Arlindo and Portugal Dive for the invitation addressed to the Portuguese Lifesaving Institute to be here in this conference and to share how we are organized and how we are prepared to ensure the safety of all sea users, and also congratulate the organization for this initiative. And we hope it's the first of many to come in the next years. Regarding the information, I hope that my presentation will be as good as the others that I had the opportunity to observe. I've seen amazing presentations here, especially Ahmed. I was quite impressed with the work he made in that amazing achievement. But this brings me an additional pressure, because my presentation will not be as spectacular as the others, but I hope the information will be fruitful for everyone to know how we are prepared in Portugal to ensure the safety of all sea users. Well, without no further delays, I will start my presentation and my guidance. Sorry. I believe they put the wrong presentation. This wasn't the one we put yesterday. Well, but no problem. I'll keep this one, don't worry. I'll use this one. Well, first of all, my presentation will try to answer to all of you 3 important questions: who we are, what we do, and how we do it. Along these questions, I'll try to talk about these topics here, but first of all, who we are. We think that it's important to talk about some historical milestones that are part of the history of the Portuguese Lifesaving Institute. The Portuguese Lifesaving Institute was founded in 1892 by the Queen Dona Amélia, because at that time Portugal was known as the Black Coast. There were a lot of shipwrecks, and they were starting to bring us a lot of commercial problems here in Portugal. And those shipwrecks were due to the lack of a good aid to navigators, or also lighthouse systems. And we didn't have also in Portugal any rescue services to help those boats that were in problem at sea. At the beginning, this foundation was a non-profitable foundation. Okay, we lived with funds came by donations and also sponsorships for all type of royalties and all that. So in 1957, the government decided to integrate the Portuguese Lifesaving Institute into the Portuguese Navy, because at that time the funds, we were having financial problems to keep our activity working. So the decision of the government was to integrate the Navy and then being financed by the Portuguese government. Later on, in 2002, the Portuguese Lifesaving Institute integrated the Maritime Authority, Portuguese Maritime Authority. And this integration gave us more capability to do the work we have to do it. And what do we do at the Portuguese Lifesaving Institute? The main mission is to perform technical guidance and regulatory agency regarding the maritime rescue and lifeguard saving. Okay? So we have 2 important areas at our institute: maritime rescue, all the activities related to maritime rescue, and also the lifeguards at the beach. So that's our main work. We have different areas. Our areas of responsibility is all the Portuguese coast, also rivers and public pools related to the lifeguards. We also produce some studies and propose some technical guidance related to maritime rescue. So we are the we have the responsibility to give technical guidance in Portugal related to this area, and also regulatory actions focused on the activities of the crew members in lifeboat stations, how they work, how should they operate. This is the general organization. So we have our Ministry of Defense at the top, and the Portuguese Maritime Authority is under the Ministry of Defense. The Maritime Authority has four important areas down here. It's the Portuguese Lifesaving Institute, also the Lighthouse Department, the Portuguese Maritime Authority School, and also the Pollution Department. So it's everything under the Portuguese Maritime Authority. Specifically, the Lifeboats, the Portuguese Lifesaving Institute. We have a small organization, central organization, director, deputy director, and then we have the two main departments. It's the Maritime Rescue Department. It's where I work. I'm the head of the Maritime Rescue Department, and also the lifeguard service that works only with lifeguards. Specifically, and this is what it brings me here to talk about, it's the Maritime Rescue Service. Why the Maritime Rescue Service? Because it's the main service that ensures the safety of all maritime users, divers, boats, all kind of activities. So it's our responsibility to ensure the safety of them. So one of the main responsibilities that I have in my service is to manage the rescue display. We have a display all around Portugal and Islands that is organized in order to reduce the response time and also to ensure that since there is a distress, we are able to respond in a short time to be able to rescue the persons in conditions, in a good condition. This is our display. As you can see, all those small dots with different colors is where we have our lifeboat stations in Portugal. So all the littoral coast from north to south, and also Azores Islands in also Madeira Island. So we have this display organized. This display have 120 professional lifeboat crew members. They have 24-hour readiness all year around. So it doesn't matter what time the incident occurs, we always have a personnel ready to respond to that incident. We also have different types of lifeboats equipped with different equipment, but this is the main structure to ensure the safety of all maritime users. The lifeboat stations are placed in the areas. It's placed in those areas according to these different criteria. These criteria, the main one for us is the statistical history of the incidents that occur in the type, and also the type of incidents that occur in the different areas. Doing this analysis, we decide which type of lifeboat station and which personnel and which equipment do we place on those places in order to be more adjusted to the type of incidents. One of the things that it's quite important, the most important for us, is the human resources. So we have all the crew members, they have specific training to enter our organization and also training along their career. And besides all the technical training they have on using the boat, rescue techniques and all that, these areas are one of the most important for us in which they receive training. First aid, basic life support, oxygen therapy, trauma, rescue swimmer training, and also the rescue techniques. These are the most important areas for us because we are the first responders to an accident or incident at sea. So we have to be able to stabilize the victim in order to bring her home safely and give the victim to the EMS services. These are some of our lifeboats. One important key here, it doesn't matter the characteristics, they are really, really good, but the most important thing is that all lifeboats are equipped with oxygen kits, trauma equipment, and also a first aid kit. The oxygen kit for us, it's one of the most important things, not only because of this context of diving, but also because most of the victims that we recover at sea, they need to be administered oxygen. So our crews are well trained and prepared to do that, and all our lifeboats are equipped with those equipment. So, giving some context now here to this conference. Diving incidents are increasing here in Portugal. Unfortunately, they are increasing. We don't know yet the reasons, probably because we have much more divers in water and more personnel having this type of activity. But since 2018, we had 5 incidents, 19 4, 2020 3, and until now, 2021, we already have 4 reported incidents. So we are still in the more or less in the middle of the year. We already have a report of more incidents that occurred. So we are really worried about this situation, and we are trying to understand what's happening behind this in order to reduce these incidents. As you recall, before I talked about our display, is not seeing as well here the dots. It's just, I'm going to show you where the incidents occur. In 2018, 1 in Funchal, and 2 in Azores Island, and another one in Sesimbra, here nearby. 2019, Sines, Funchal again, and also Madeira Islands with 2. 2020, 2 in the zone of Sines, it's nearby here, 1 in Sesimbra, 2 in Azores, and 3 in the north. In 2021, again, Cascais, Sines, Madeira e Azores, and Azores. Obviously, Azores and Madeira are one of the diving destinations, so a lot of personnel go there, so it's normal to have more incidents there. But this is for you to have a general idea that our display also thinks on this type of incidents. As you can see, in all the areas that occur the incidents, we have teams there, and we have lifeboats there, and lifeboat stations in order to give the help and to this type of incidents. One thing that I didn't put here, but it's curious, that here in Portugal we are also really well prepared regarding the hyperbaric compression chambers. We have one in the north, right in the Porto area. We have another one in Cascais, Lisbon area. We have the military hospital that's also in Lisbon, and we have it also in Sul, in the zona de Alvores, near near Portimão. We have one there. And in Azores, we also have in 3 islands, and also in Madeira, Funchal, we have a hyperbaric chamber there. They don't belong all to the Navy, obviously. There are some private hospitals, but the important thing is that Portugal is prepared to respond to a diving incident, and we are organized for that. So, and how do we do it? Well, since we have, for example, a diving incident, it's issued a distress call. That distress call can have 3 ways to be issued. Through the national emergency number, 112, it's a European emergency number, VHF channel, channel 16, or through the local maritime police. This distress call obviously has to start from the boat support or someone nearby the incident. After receiving the distress call, for example, if it's through the 112 or the VHF channel, both goes directly to the Maritime Rescue Coordination Service, okay, Center, sorry. And this center receives the information and then canalize all this information to the harbor master or local harbor master, okay? If you make a distress call directly to the local maritime police, it's quicker the response of the service. Why? Because the local maritime police contacts directly the harbor master, the local harbor master. If you go through the two other communication channels, first go to the Maritime Rescue Coordination Service, and after they receive that information, achieve all the information regarding the location of the incident, and then they contact the harbor master, or first they contact the local maritime police, and then the local maritime police contacts the harbor master, okay? After the harbor master receives that information, he immediately activates the lifeboat station near most near the incident. The lifeboat station deploys the lifeboats that respond to the distress call. After responding to the distress call, the first priority is to stabilization the victim. Okay, it's our first responsibility and main objective. And after this, the lifeboats do a situation report to the harbor master in order to receive the information what to do, how to do it, and what type of evacuation, for example, do we have to use on that particular situation. Since we are talking about the diving incident, the harbor master, after receiving the situation report, will contact the Medical Emergency Coordination Center. This coordination center gives technical guidance to the harbor master accordingly to the situation of the victim. The medicals give the technical support to the harbor master for him to decide how to perform the evacuation of the victim. After receiving that information, he decides the evacuation that can occur by two ways: lifeboats or helicopter. Depending the severity of the victim, or the state of the victim, the harbor master, according to the information of the Medical Emergency Center, decides to do the evacuation through lifeboat or helicopter. If it goes through the lifeboats, when we reach land to the harbor, we give the victim to the EMS, and afterwards the EMS will transport the victim to the hospital. If it goes through the helicopter directly transports the victim to the hospital, the nearby hospital, and if it's needed to go to the hyperbaric chamber, the helicopter transports immediately the victim to the nearby hospital that has that type of equipment, okay? So this is how we are organized to respond in a diving incident, specifically to the diving incident, but also for another type of incidents, we have a similar response time and coordination procedures. Just one small detail: when I talked about the oxygen therapy, if it's needed here, the Lifesaving Institute have certain protocols determined according to the type of incident or also the type of victim that we have. And also depending the severity of the decompression incident that the diver had, we have different protocols of how to administrate the oxygen in order to help him to be more stable and also gain time for him to reach the hyperbaric chamber to recover. Okay? Well, I'll leave you just with a small video, and thank you for your attention.
This is how an angel cries.